Yeah,
Good to see you, Adam. Hi, everyone. Amazing presentations just before this. Very, very exciting. But we want to talk about agrobiodiversity. So just a quick intro, Richard and myself. We're part of the food team, part of the real estate and workplace services organization at Google. So we are responsible for creating work environments, experiences that enable our culture, innovation, and well-being and productivity. And with that also comes sustainability. So we are here today to challenge you to think of how might we make our agro-food supply chain more sustainable and resilient across Southeast Asia. Next slide. Um, when we talk about the food program at Google, we're talking about a massive scale. So globally, we're operating 400 cafes. These are restaurants, micro kitchens like pantries, and that's across a variety of countries and serving thousands, tens of thousands of meals daily. So with that, we also are looking at solutions that must be robust, safe, scalable, and we do have a mandate here to support our employee well-being. And really making sure that we also align on our broader sustainability goals. And this is where we are talking about food waste, single-use plastic, and plant-forward biodiversity. Next slide. So when we talk about plant-forward, what does that really mean? It's really about emphasizing fruits, vegetables, whole grains, using animal protein in moderation, and ensuring appealing meals are always available in our cafes. And to do that, we need to build a resilient food future. So we must address carbon footprints of our menus. We want to promote a balanced plant-forward menu approach by utilizing a lot of the produce that grows across our most closest regions. And next slide. So that's where agrobiodiversity comes in. So we want to promote agrobiodiversity through our procurement standards, through our partnerships with our food vendors, who we use to purchase all of our produce. And this is really a part of our commitment to reduce our carbon footprint, build a resilient food supply chain. And we've got a track record on that. So we've actually introduced things like amaranth, fonio, developed 150 new recipes with that. But really, this is more about also a de-risking strategy more broadly. So the specific problem here that we are tackling is regional, because in Southeast Asia, it's a fast-growing market, it's a fast-growing region. We have vulnerability that intersects between shifting diets, environmental pressures, really leaving local and nutritious-rich climate-resilient crops underutilized. And the problem is that a lack of established farm-to-table pathways for forgotten crops, as an example, exist in this region. So the challenge is really about filling the crucial supply chain gap to empower local farmers, building connections, building tools, building processes to bring these local farmers much closer to the end user and into our global menus. So yeah, so our question to the audience is, how do we make that happen and really bridge that supply chain gap that we currently see? Thank you.
Thanks very much, Sebastian. And as everyone would understand, this is coming from a totally different perspective compared to the previous presenters. This is about how do we open up an opportunity and how do we bring forth other crops? Because as you would have read in the challenge statement background, we all know that 3 crops provide around 50 to 60% of calories. 30,000 possible crops out there. There's a whole bunch of reasons historically why we focused on the 12 majors and the 3 that occupy so much of the plate. This is about expanding the share of the plate with other crops. So Google, because of their sort of opportunity to pull through and provide demand through their campuses, provides a fantastic way to accelerate and try out opportunities. So definitely they're looking for suggestions. So I'm not seeing any questions coming through specifically, but I'm sure there are some folks here that would just like to perhaps dive in a little bit more, find out about some of the motivations, or potentially is there a particular area they might be looking for? Right, Jolene. So Jolene's question, oh, now they come through after I'm chatting, now they all come through. Is Google already big supporters of local farmers? Where are they located despite the usual higher price tag attached to it?
Yeah, so we support local farmers. So for example, in Singapore, we work with local farmers in other regions as well. This comes all through our vendor partner network that operate our restaurants. And so yeah, so I think there's definitely opportunity. It's quality is as well important, and we do want to procure locally where possible. That's definitely a priority.
Okay, and the second one from Delphine talking about that World Veg holds the largest public collection of vegetable seeds and is open to market opportunities. Yes, we will connect with you or reach out to us directly at info@padang.co. But please, if you have a particular submission, this is quite broadly based. It's what might your idea be? How do you believe that you can provide a solution? How can you open up and provide an opportunity to encourage, as Google is ready there to, with appropriate protocols and all the rest of it, to try out some of these crops. Then Althea, you said it doesn't, we need to have a market need. Yes, the market need, and that's the whole idea of this, to enable Google to provide that test lab for you, the living lab to provide. Sebastian, jump in. I don't want to put words in your mouth.
Yeah, exactly. I think that's, the opportunity here is with the scale that we have. As an example, in Singapore, we're providing around 10,000 meals per day. There is opportunity to create demand and create scale that then encourages other partners in the industry to follow suit, and we've seen that. So that's where the opportunity is.
Yeah, absolutely. I mean, it's one of the great difficulties we've seen in recent years, being heavily involved in food tech related activities, is to get that demand going, get people to try, because we all know that we need to try to get people to experience different taste, and with the opportunity you provide in your campuses, that's unique compared to sort of trying to get out to the marketplace. Bailey, is there a particular question there? But certainly what you're offering is a way to sort of test and provide. So I think there's definitely an opportunity for you to sort of lead into this. So perhaps if you're focusing on a particular prop, Jolene again. In what way does Google see itself contributing to closing the gap between farms and consumers besides procuring through vendor partner network?
Yeah, Jolene, thank you for the question. I think obviously Google is a broad company. We do a lot of things. Food is an internal facing part of our business where we support our teams in our offices. That's where I sit, and that's the focus. I'm sure there are other ways the company with its tools and services supports, but for the purpose of this challenge statement, that's not in scope.